Welcome. Today we have Dr. Vincent de Luise, who is a medical doctor at Yale and Weill Cornell Medical Colleges. One of Dr. de Luise's main interests is talking to future doctors about the human elements of medicine. We're so excited to talk to Dr. de Luise here today because he did some research for us about the neuroscience of unboxing.
Thank you very much, Rana. It's a great pleasure to be here today.
So in your research paper, you write about the reward system, which is also called the wanting and liking system. When someone gives a gift, the hormone oxytocin is released, which means bonding increases, social fears are reduced, and trust and empathy are enhanced. Based on the effects this hormone produces for the gift giver, is it possible that the very act of giving a gift sets up the conditions where someone would feel comfortable sharing their experience?
I think so. Oxytocin, which also has the nickname the cuddle hormone or the holiday hormone, is the hormone that is surging in our brains when we are generous and when we're giving to other people. Neuroscientists around the world have done experiments with oxytocin and have actually shown that if you give someone oxytocin in a nasal spray versus giving them saline, and this has been done in a series of experiments using randomized subjects, that the subjects that were given the nasal spray of oxytocin were 80% more likely to give gifts than those that were given the nasal spray with saline. So that just shows you how powerful oxytocin is as a cuddle and a generosity hormone. So that warm and fuzzy feeling that people get when they give oxytocin, not only in the gift giver, the giver is getting that experience, and certainly the person receiving the gift is getting the pleasure and the delight from the gift. So brain chemistry is at work in all of these experiences.
So would you then recommend that an e-retailer should encourage their customers to share those unboxing experiences as soon as they receive it?
Absolutely. These neurochemicals are not sustained in our brains for hours and hours. They come and go over a few seconds, perhaps a minute or so. So we want to capture those moments of excitement, pleasure, and delight when they're happening. And that would mean that we would want to capture these experiences in the consumer who's opening a box, for example, to find out what they're thinking as they're opening the box or right after they open the box and see the beautiful package inside. That's when you want to capture it, when those chemicals are really high and circulating in the brain.
What happens in the brain when someone orders online and in essence is giving a gift to themselves?
That's actually a harder question to answer, Rana. We don't really know as much about what goes on in our own brains when we're giving ourselves gifts, but I think we can actually take what we know in terms of neuroscience and apply it to the question, which is the following. There is a lot of anticipation and desire in the gift buying experience. We want that item, we want that camera, we want that perfume. That anticipation or desire is the wanting part of the wanting liking system. That's mediated by the neurochemical dopamine. The other part of the experience, which is actually opening the box, is the liking part of the experience. Even if we ordered it ourselves and we know what's in the box, it's thrilling to open the box and taking out the contents and actually holding in our hands and seeing how we're going to use the item that we actually ordered. That's the liking part of the wanting-liking system. It turns out that the wanting and the liking are not mediated all by dopamine. We now know through the wonderful work of Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan and Morton Quingelbach at Oxford in England that different neurochemicals serve the wanting experience than serve the liking experience. As I said, the wanting experience is dopamine, and the liking experience actually are the brain's own cannabinoids and opioids, the brain's own marijuana chemicals. These opioids chemicals like enkephalins and these marijuana-like chemicals called anandamides, they're the chemicals that actually are triggering the liking response. And we found this in rats, monkeys, and humans. So it's all over the place.
Wow, that's really, really interesting.
It is.
So what's the role that anticipation plays in the unboxing phenomenon? And does that same chemical reaction happen when the consumer's in the store experiencing the product?
Probably not, actually. I think that the difference between the in-store experience and the unboxing experience is that in the in-store experience, the product is already on the shelf, it's right there, and you can actually see everything about it. So there's different brain signals involved. In the unboxing experience, there's a lot of anticipation, which is that dopamine neurochemical we talked about. And then in the act of unboxing, when you see the item that you had hoped for if you ordered it yourself, or that you didn't even expect if this was a gift from somebody else, there's the pleasure and delight of seeing what's inside the box for the very first time, and that goes to those cannabinoid and opioid receptors in our brain. So there's a lot of brain chemistry involved in the unboxing experience, I think a lot more than in the in-store experience where the object is already presented to you, already opened up.
Dr. de Luise, thank you so much for your time here today. We're really appreciative of all your insight and knowledge, and we're sure that e-retailers can use this information on neuroscience and unboxing to better engage with their customers.
Thank you very much, Rana. It was a pleasure to be here today.